into my 40s that I just said enough's enough. This is who I am, and I actually incorporate it into my business now. And I find that my clients are the ones who also incorporate spirituality into their business, whether they're intuitives, they're mediums, they do animal communication. So this is what they also love to do, and I'm happy to help them to get their business out there into the world.
Now, Shelley, let me ask you. So, with that in mind, that's how you find your clients. How do you know when you meet someone? How do you know if they're going to be a potential intuitive or intuitively, receptive person that would be a good client for you? What are some triggers that you see, or some words that they say?
Well, actually, I find that they tend to isolate, and they don't get out to meet new people. And the reason that happens is maybe they've had an experience that was similar to mine at a young age, and then they'll self-protect. Often they will have a passion that's deep inside of them, and people don't understand what they do. And so when they come to me and we begin to talk, what I find is that they're often undercharging for their services, or they may find it hard to close a sale because they've bought into a belief that you shouldn't charge if you do any type of spiritual or healing services. And because they buy into that, they tend to struggle with their business. So then it becomes that you make just enough money that you barely get by. And so they're kind of on the verge of, they're not sure if they should continue going on with their business or if they should just give up and stop. And so that's when I meet them at that point.
And so what do you do, or how do they find you?
Well, usually what they'll do is it's sometimes through word of mouth, or I'm on a show like yours, or sponsorship. I love that you mentioned that, because I also believe in that, and that's part of my business matrix. And so I will go out and I'll be a sponsor, be there live with the vendor table speaking to people, and then that gets me the opportunity to be a sponsor at another event. So sometimes I'm meeting people out in person live at events, or maybe I'm on a show like this one, or I'm blogging, or I'm inviting people to come on to a webinar. So I'm going through all these different avenues in order to get the word out there, in order to bring people in.
Well, that's great. So thank you for mentioning the sponsorship, because that's something I love to do, and I definitely could see where that would be a good marketing method for you as well, since your target market, that your target market is going to be, it's very popular today. So you're at the right place at the right time, because holistic yoga, eating healthy, spirit, all that plays a part in this whole spiritual realm in which we live today. So there are a lot of events. They have a lot of events, and so I see them in Houston. And I heard you say you're in California. Is that where you are?
Right, Southern California. That's correct.
Southern California. Now, so where is that, like near San Diego, or where's Southern California for you?
Well, I'm more towards Los Angeles. I'm actually north of that, so I'm in Ventura County.
Okay.
So it would be between Santa Barbara and Los Angeles.
So I know quite a few people in that area, and I've followed some of them, been to some of their events. So when we connect after this show, I would love to make sure you know about some of them as well.
Absolutely.
I've been to I've been to several events where the people were from that area, and a lot of them do stuff online as well. So, and I heard you tell Tony when he was talking to you earlier that you have a gift you want to give everyone listening to the show today. And so I'm going to ask you in a minute, first of all, how they can get in touch with you, and then let you tell them about the gift. But I want to ask you a couple of questions on, well, first of all, so what you do is help people leave corporate world and become their own boss, or be an entrepreneur. Is that correct? That's what I was kind of getting from your website.
Right. So a lot of the
clients tell us about that.
Right. So a lot of clients that I work with, they're already entrepreneurs, and they kind of have one foot in the job that they hate and one foot in the business that they love. And so I help them in order to put a plan and strategy together in order for them to leave. But what I've found out recently is through working with them at a deeper level that there's a essential piece that really needs to happen first, and this is where I've really been concentrating on. And it's the what's getting in the way of them reaching the next level to take their business to the next level so that they can be profitable. And what I've been finding is there's a lot of limited thinking that they've picked up from either childhood or a young adult, where the mind is like a recorder, where if someone in the family is constantly talking about it's a struggle to make money, they actually take that onto themselves, and then it makes it difficult for them to make business decisions, or it could be something that's just hiding beneath the surface that they don't have access to. So, for example, I have a client, and when she first came to me, she said that she wanted a waiting list of new clients. And so instead of giving her a bunch of techniques and strategies of what she can do to get clients, we took a different approach, and we found out what was preventing the client. So within 3 levels, we were able to get to the answer. So actually at the first level, what we discovered was she did not feel good enough to own a successful business. And then at the second level of digging deeper, we found that there was a generational belief of money that started with the grandmother and was also passed down to the mother and then to her. And so as we were looking at this, I kind of thought to myself, what does the grandmother and the mother struggling with money have to do with her getting a waiting list of new clients? And then that answer was revealed at the third level, and her belief was if she was more successful than her mother and her grandmother, they would not accept her, and she would be left alone to raise her 2 kids on her own. And so this is what had been stopping her and causing a whole lot of procrastination as to why she would spend several hours a day on social media, and she couldn't quite, every time she wanted to do something in her business, she had a lot of resistance. And it wasn't until we dug down this deep that we found out that was the problem of limited thinking, and what she had thought and what she had taken on as a child was now running her life, and it was stopping her business.
That's amazing. And I know, so I have one of my coaches is a personal development coach, and she's, one of her gifts is to be able to help you unlock some of those limiting beliefs or, core filters, as she calls them, that you may have, you made a choice at some point in your life, and that has affected, your beliefs from then on. So, and it is all about the mindset. So it really does affect your mindset, some of the beliefs and some of the, as you said, generational beliefs. And so as a person I'm 71, and so my generation was all about women being silent or women not having a voice. And so for me, that's been a challenge. And so breaking through and having that as my passion is really a huge step forward for me, so I can definitely get where that would be a huge thing for your client and your other clients as you identify what some of their limitations are, what's causing them. And so that's awesome. I love that. I'm so glad, and I do believe that it's always, when Tony calls me and says we need someone to host Michelle's show, I always know that whoever the guests are, they're the ones I'm supposed to meet. So I'm so happy that you're here today. And so in your work, as you help people transition from, as you said, 1 foot in corporate, 1 foot in entrepreneurship, or as they're thinking about becoming an entrepreneur, tell me some of the, I know I'm looking at your website, and you have a free report called The 8-Step Strategy to Fire Your Boss. So so tell me what some of the steps you would have someone go through as they make that transition from corporate to being a full-time entrepreneur.
Well, the first step is being able to look at the big picture of seeing actually what do you want in your business, like everything that you want to experience. And then what we do is after we look at that, then we begin to break it down into small, bite-sized pieces that are possible to achieve. Another step that we bring in that is really important is accessing your inner wisdom and guidance. And that's one of the gifts that I'm here to present to your guests today, because as we've been able to move those limited beliefs and make space for you to access your inner wisdom and guidance, that's where your confidence is. This is where you have clarity. It's where you're able to continue on instead of having that stop and go. You're able to take consistent action, and it helps you to overcome challenges. So that's a big part of when I work with clients, is to be able to access that from within. So then you're not consistently going to different people saying, what do you think? What should I do? You can actually know from your own self the best steps for you and your business. And then it actually enhances not only your business, but actually your personal life as well. So it's kind of a 2-for-1.
Yeah, I hear that, and I can tell you that that's definitely true in my case, because even though I have a successful business, I've had my own business since 2002, it's my life. You know, it is, and it's so wonderful, isn't it, that you get to live a life that you love, that encompasses work, friends, family, you know, the whole thing. This is my life, and it's the life God gave me, and I love it. I love every piece of it, including the part about getting clients and doing the work for clients. So I can definitely see where that would be an amazing gift that you have, to be able to share that and to help people who are making that move into being full-time boss.
That's right. And, you know, and it's not just for that, but, you know, just for anyone who just want to take their business to the next level. If they're already an entrepreneur and they're not on a job anymore, but they just find that they're just getting stuck and that they just need that guidance to dig within to see what's getting in the way, I can assist them as well. So I don't want to leave anyone out thinking that, you know, I couldn't help them. We can help you discover. Yeah.
And so I do see on your website that you offer a Transition My Biz Now strategy session. Now, is that a free strategy session you offer?
Yeah, we do, and we do it as a limited basis, because if we get, you know, because within my calendar we can only get so many people. But the best thing about it, there's an online assessment that you can take for your business, and it's at kissmybossgoodbye.com, and it goes over mindset, marketing, money, business strategies, and taking action. And it helps to see where you're doing very well and maybe where you're kind of falling short. And so it gives you an idea of what you need to work on in order to shore up your business.
That's awesome. I did want to mention that since I was looking at your website. And we have just a couple more minutes. I want you to now to explain the gift you have for those listening and how they can get to it and get it.
Absolutely. So this free gift is how you can access your inner wisdom and guidance so it can begin to help you. And you can do this in 7 minutes. And the link for it is transitionmybiz, biz.leadpages.net, and it's / Emerson Michele, S as in Scism, P as in pod, C as in cat. So just go to that link and get your free meditation, and then you can start connecting to your own inner wisdom and guidance.
Okay, that was a little bit long, so can you repeat that? Repeat that,
sure.
And I'm going to put it down so I can put it on Facebook.
Okay, great. So it's transitionmybiz.leadpages.net / Emerson Michele, S as in Scism, P as in pod, C as in cat.
Got it. Okay. So transitionmybiz.leadpages.net / MSPC. Correct. Oh, good. Well, Shelley, thank you for that generous offer. And so if you're listening, and is this for a limited time, Shelley?
No,
it's going to leave it there for.
It's evergreen. So if you're listening live today or in the recording, as long as you opt in, you get it.
Okay, good. Okay, so great job and great offer. If you're listening to the live show today or you're listening to the recording, as Shelley said, you can go to that website, that web page, and take advantage of this free offer that she is making.